We are live. Welcome, everybody, to the State of Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Lowry from the Residuals Group, all your marketing needs. And we are live at the top ranked restaurant in Central Florida right now, McConney, my favorite restaurant, by the way, everybody. And we are especially blessed to have my brother, one of the top performing realtors in the place, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Ahmed Elbatrawy, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you very much for having me.
No, I'm glad you came on, man. I'm glad you came on.
I'm glad you came on. Thank you.
If you invite me to this restaurant to do anything, I'm coming. I mean, let's just be honest, man. I mean, I know you've heard me boast about this place. Look, I'm a Central Floridian born and raised. I am a native here. I know everything about this city and the outskirts of it. I have seen restaurants come and go. And this is about real estate, people, so just hold on, okay? But we have to talk about...
He loves the food.
Oh, my God. Man, Ahmed, this is by far the best restaurant, period, standalone in Central Florida area, maybe even in Florida. I'm telling you, people, the food at McConney is crazy. It's on I-Drive. It's right next to the right next to Icon right there, man. I mean, dude, it is a beautiful place. The food's amazing. And it happens to have the coolest, nicest, my brother owner that you'd ever meet, man.
Thank you. That's a lot. Thank you very much.
and
you're very
he's
kind.
Not paying me for that, everybody.
No, you're not. But you're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you.
I mean it, man. I mean it. So, but before we roll into talking about real estate, the state of that stuff, what I like to do, man, is you have a very, very interesting story. You have an inspirational story. The first night we met, we sat out front of McConney and told me this story, and I got my jaws on the floor, like, what, right? And all you kept saying is the ticket, right? Do I buy the ticket? Remember?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
So
yes.
Tell people the story, man, of how you even came to be here, man.
It's just the way that I was looking for like different life, freedom, opportunity, like being in a place like this country, like which is my country now, that you can dream and you can make it, as long as you work hard, you earn what you're working for. So that was my dream, to be here. And it was not easy to be here too,
you were supposed to go somewhere else.
Yes. And when I decided to leave Egypt, I said I'm going to Europe. And that's a true story, by the way. And I went to get my ticket, and it's very funny because I want people to know more about me, and a lot of people ask me questions, and so I went to get the ticket, and that's a true story to everybody. And went to the travel agency in Cairo, downtown Cairo, and I said I want to get my ticket, and I'm going to London, because I was like so attached to London, and I want to be in London. And like you're young, and you see the whole world at the movies and the TVs. But I used to travel here with my father, but he used to come here for like to go medical, like for some medical stuff, like he was a little bit like sick. And then I'm standing outside, and the guy told me, okay, your flight is gonna be Friday. I said, do you have a flight to America? Then he said, yes, I have a flight Wednesday. I said, okay, I'm gonna get one to JFK.
Just like that.
Yes.
At the airport, one was supposed to go to London, right? And then you buy the ticket, you go home.
Yes. And I came here. with $300.
Well, first you went home that night.
I went home to my mom, and I remember this, and I was like, I didn't say that the plan changed or anything like this, and I said I'm leaving Wednesday. She's like, why? Like they told me the flight would be like Friday. I was like, no, it's Wednesday. I'm going to America. And I want to go try my life there. She was shocked, to be honest, like changing the plan for the last minute. But she supported me. She supported me at the time, and my English was not the same. Still have an accent. My kids make fun of my accent, which is okay.
It's all right. You're over here. It makes you just sound sleek and intelligent.
This is I like it. I like hearing my voice. It's so cool. So I came here, with nothing, and was nothing, like nothing. And I decided, I found that, the first thing I need to do, I need to get education. I need to teach, like I need to learn. I need to teach like myself, like speak English and learn and write. And it was a lot of challenges in my life. I say it with my kids, and I always say like I can write a book with a lot of stuff happened in my life here, and the challenges I had, and there was too many days when people say like, oh, you don't have money to eat. I didn't have money to eat. I didn't have money to eat. I used to live over one sandwich per day. Like I have to eat it, and I have to decide what time, so I don't have to get hungry until next day. So that's
what kind of sandwich?
It used to be like turkey and cheese.
Okay,
This is my favorite.
All right, so I get one turkey and
like
cheese a day.
Yeah,
man.
So I've been through a lot, but
So what takes you from? What was your first job when you landed here?
my first job was like to sell appliances at Sears.
Okay.
Yes, and
Okay.
I was very successful, and I realized that I'm a salesman. I can be a good salesman because I built a great network in a short time with developers and like investors, and I sold a lot of appliances, and I used to collect at the time. You remember a long time ago, which is like almost like 20 years ago. Used to be like DVD, where, like everybody have DVD.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I
I used
remember.
to collect DVD and buy it from eBay, and I have a big selection, and I work at Sears, and one day a guy came to me and said, "You're the top sales here, and you're selling appliances to all developments and to a lot of people. Why you can't do real estate?" I look at him. I was like, "Oh, that's a dream. My English and like what I'm doing, and just like you're very happy with what you're doing, and you feel like in Sears, at a company. Sears is a great company. I love Sears, and I said, that's far away. He said, no. Then I went and I checked, and I found that to get your license, you have to spend at the time was like $1,000, the whole total. I went and I sold all my DVDs in eBay. My collection.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
I remember the day I got rid of my DVDs. It was hard to part with those things. I've been
Yes.
toting them around apartment to apartment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that means a lot. For those of you who don't know DVDs, when you collect them for years, man, you just love how it looks when it's all lined
one
up.
by one, and you see like there was no like the internet was not like now. You're gonna watch movies and do stuff. Like you
coveted
just
that
sit
collection.
at night and you just go what I'm gonna watch today.
Yeah.
So I sold all my DVDs and I went and I got my license and I start to work in real estate, and again, like I learn like everybody's learning. When I came to this country, I came from totally different country, from different culture, from different thinking. We didn't believe in a lot of stuff here. Like now I believe in morals, I believe in honesty, and I believe, I'm not saying this about Egypt or anything like this, but the lifestyle and the culture is totally different. So I get to educate myself and learn, and I did mistakes and I corrected, and I'm not a perfect person, but I can say today I'm a perfect person because I learned from all my mistakes. I work so hard to earn what I have. I have like 6 beautiful kids, I'm raising, law school. Like one is gonna be, I don't know where she's going, but like every day she have a different plan. I have one in.
You mean every day your daughter has a different plan, like maybe going up to a ticket booth,
Yes.
supposing to fly to London,
I don't know where. Yeah,
and then
but,
changes her mind. Where could she have gotten that from?
I always support her. Like, yeah, exactly.
Come on.
It's like so it's like, oh, I want to go to I want to be a doctor. I was like, oh, great, let's have the plan for a doctor. Then the next day is like, oh no, I want to be a lawyer. I was like, oh. No, my brother is going to be an attorney, so I don't want to be an attorney. I was like, okay, whatever you want. Then I have a basketball player, and Seth, which is, he's like 17 years old. I have Adam. He's 14 years old. He's a soccer player.
He's my favorite already. I don't know why. Yep, he's my favorite.
Of course, yeah.
And by the way, I'm leaning that way.
He's my favorite too, by the way. I love all my kids the same, but Adam is like
he's the first.
He's the person that touched my heart.
Oh.
He is like he is into soccer. He loves Mo Salah big time. His whole life is about Mo Salah. I don't know if you know Mo Salah or not. Like he's a big soccer player.
Yeah.
He's real estate. He's a realtor by nature.
Oh, you see it
And
in
I'm
him.
gonna tell you a story about Adam later. It's very years old, double trouble. So I love my kids. My kids teach me a lot too.
Yeah. So often I think parents forget that we can learn from our kids too.
Yeah.
Instead of always telling them what they're supposed to think, do, believe, right? If we pay attention, we can learn so much from them.
I learn a lot from my kids, and I learn even to be responsible. I learn to be like good. I learn